Calling a static method with self versus class name. Calling Python static methods using the class name is more common, but can be a real eyesore for long class names. Sometimes I use self within the same class to call the static methods, because I find it looks cleaner. My understanding is that calling a static method with self gets interpreted as class name.static_method self, where self would be ignored by the static method. Edit: the above statement is only true for instance methods, not static methods. Are there any concrete reasons why I should not use self to call static methods within the same class? Fuyu, this is a sister question to difference between calling method with self and with class name, which deals with non-static methods.
You make a few statements that aren't entirely correct. Calling Python static methods using the class name is more common. It's not more common, it's the only way to do so from outside the class. In this example, self.a_method would not work, as self would not refer to an instance of my class. Calling a static method with self is the same as class name.static_method self, where self would be ignored by the static method. That's not actually the case, for example. Self simply refers to the instance of the class that called an instance method, which has the self argument, which doesn't even have to be called self, it's just whatever the first parameter is called, self is the convention. You can call static methods on self, because self is an instance of the class that has the static method, and thus has the method. You can also call static methods on classes directly, because a static method doesn't require an object instance as a first argument, which is the point of the static method. You're fine using self.a_method where you like, just keep in mind that self will refer to an object of the class the object was instanced as, not the specific class you mention. For example, the output. So, you see, there is a difference between calling from self. And from class.